In this video, we'll learn how to use the git log command to explore the history of your project. We'll uncover the history behind your code step by step. So, join me and let's dive into the past together. Let's begin by looking at the commits we have made so far. When you have made multiple commits, or if you have cloned a repository with a lots of commits, you will likely want to look back and see what's happened over time. The best tool for this is the git log command. Let's give it a try. Git log. This shows the commits history in your command window. The commits are listed in reverse chronological order, meaning the most recent one appears at the top. Here is the last commit right at the top. Each commit has a unique identifier. This is a 40-character hexadecimal string generated by Git. You will also notice the word head pointing to master. This means the current commit is the latest one on the master branch, which is typically the main branch of your repository. Git can have multiple branches, but the master is often the default. The head refers to the branch you are currently on. This is how Git knows which branch you are working with. We will cover more about the branches in an upcoming video. Next, each commit shows the author. This is the author's name and the email address. This is the person who made the commit. After that, we see the date and time of the commit, followed by a one-line commit message that is the subject, explaining what has changed. You can navigate through the commit using the up and down arrow keys. If your commit history spans multiple pages, you can also press the spacebar to move to the next page. To exit the log, just press Q. Now, git log has many options to help you filter and format the output. Let's explore some common ones I use frequently. For example, we can reverse the order of the commit. To reverse the order, you can use the reverse option. To tell Git this is our option, we need to add 2 dashes before it. Remember, there must be only 2 dashes and no space between the dash and the option. Otherwise, it will not work. You will get some unexpected output. This flips the order, so the first commit appears at the top and the most recent one is at the bottom. Here the output is quite detailed. We can also simplify the log output. You can use the oneline option for a simplified view. Git log -- one line. Here each commit is summarized in one line. The unique identifier is now shortened to 7 characters, followed by head pointing to master, and then the one-line commit message. This view does not include the author, date or time, just the essentials. By default, the output is still in reverse chronological order, with the latest commit at the top. If you want to switch the order, you can combine the one-line and reverse option. So bringing back my previous command and then adding reverse option, -- reverse. Now you see the first commit at the top and the latest commit at the bottom. In our commit history, you can see we currently have only 10 commits, but in real world project, you might have hundreds or even thousands. In those cases, you can limit the number of commits shown using the git log command. For example, if we want to see only the last 2 commits, we can type git log. I want to view the log in one line, then dash the number of commits we want to see. Let's say it is 2. This -2 tells Git to show the last 2 commits, and this will display the last 2 commits. Now, if you want to summary of the changes across all commits, you can use stat options. Git log -- stat. This provides a brief overview showing how many files were changed along with the number of lines added and removed in each commit. Let's navigate through other commits if we can find a commit that removed the file. Here we go. 1 deletion. Now, let's check what is showing here. First, we have 40-character long commit hash. Here, we have the head pointing to the master. I will explain this later. Then we have the author, name and email address. After that, we have one-line commit message. This is usually the subject. After that, the file that is changed. Here, in this commit, only one file is changed. That is file1.bin inside bin directory. If you can remember from my previous video, we have removed this file so that we can ignore this. We did not add or delete any lines in this file, so it's showing 0 here. This means no changes within this file. You can see in the next commit that we have this git ignore file indicating one line has been changed, and this one plus sign indicates we have added one line. Let's check another commit where we have deleted something from the file. Here this is. Here from the contributing.md file there is one modification, and this one minus after that indicates we have removed one line. Why don't we make another modification and check the states for that changes? Let's quickly edit a file and commit the changes to see how this works in action. Opening the project in my Visual Studio Code. First, I will edit the overview.md file and add a few lines. Change this hello world to hello universe. Removing the next line, add couple of new lines. Drink coffee, code, read, enjoy, and repeat. Also, add a new line in our git ignore. Let's say we are going to ignore the temp folder. Now, let's stage and commit them. Git add, I want to stage everything, and git commit. Here, I am going to add long message. If we execute the command without -m, it will open the default code editor for commit message. Let's add detailed commit message here. Add additional info in overview file. Then provide a blank space. Then type some summary what is changed. Here adding some detailed content about what we have done in the commit. We have added some new lines in the overview file. Also added temp folder in git ignore. Again, this is not a good commit message. Your commit should represent a logical unit of change. Your message should contain a clear statement about the change. But for this demonstration purpose, I am okay with that. Now, if we check the command window, here it is waiting to close the file. So, we need to save the commit message and close our Visual Studio Code. Let's do it. Close the Visual Studio Code. Here, our terminal is now ready to get other command. Now, let's check the state. Git log -- state. Here is our latest commit. Our git ignore and overview files are modified. Here is one modification in the git ignore file, that is, one line was added. For the overview file, there is a total 8 modifications. These plus signs indicate how many lines are added. We have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines added. This minus sign indicates the line that has been removed. Here, 2 lines are removed. Below, the summary of the changes. 2 files were changed, a total of 7 insertion and 2 deletion. You can also see the log in more concise way. We just need to combine one line with the state. Git log -- one line and state. Here you can get more concise view of the state. Instead of 40 character hash, it now shows 7 character from the hash. Then we have the single line commit message, and we have a summary of the changes made to the file. And finally, the summary of the commit. Now, what if you want to see the actual changes in each commit? Well, that's easy. We just need to add patch option with the git log. Let's type git log -- patch. Here you can see the log along with the actual changes in each file. You can also check this in simplified view. Let's check it in more concise view. Exit from the log by pressing Q. Now, git log, I want to see it in one line, then patch. Here you go. Now here we have only the commit hash, one line commit message, and the actual changes made to the file in each commit. Let's check the output. Here for this one, showing the changes made in the overview file. The diff utility is called. It compares older version of the overview file from the last commit with the latest version of the file that we have committed here. The changes in the old file are indicated with the minus sign, and the changes in the new updated version of the file are indicated with plus sign. Here, the red marked line was removed from this commit. A minus sign before each line indicates this was in the old version of the file. Then the lines with the green color are added in the commit. The plus sign before the line indicate those line is added in the file in this commit. Now you can navigate through the changes by pressing the space bar or by using up or down arrow keys. Now let's check how you can filter the commit message. Let's say you want to see commits by specific author. You can do that with the author option. Git log, I want to see the log in one line, then dash author. Let's say we want to see all the commits made by Iftikhar Hossain. It's showing all the commit that is made by me. You can also filter commits by time. For example, to view commits made in the last week, use git log, then dash since. Instead of since, we can also use after. We will get the same result. Let's go back to the since. Let's say we want to see the commits that we have made after last week. Here we have this one commit. You can also search for commit that were made from specific date. Let's say we want to watch all the commits made after 18th October. So git log dash oneline and since 18th October 2024. If you are looking for a commit with specific keywords in the commit message, you can use the grep option. Now let's tell Git to show all the commits that have the word readme in the commit message. Git log dash oneline, then dash grep. Here in the double quotes, we provide the search term readme. This operation is case sensitive. So if you type readme in uppercase, you will get the different result. Here we have only one commit that has readme in the subject of the commit message. You can also search for specific code changes. For example, to find a commit where the string hello world again was added or removed, you can use git log. I want to see the result in one line, so dash one line. Then we need to provide dash and capital S. After that, in the double quotation, we need to provide the search term hello world again. Here is the list of commits where this hello world again text existed in the readme file. Let's verify it. Let's check the content of the file in this commit. To check the content of a file in a specific commit, we can use git show, then the commit hash. After that, we need to provide a colon, then we need to provide the file name along with full path. Our readme file was in the root directory, so only name of the file is enough here. Here you can see this text hello world again in this readme file exists in this commit. You can also search for commits that modify a particular file. For example, to find commit affecting the readme.md file, run git log readme.md. Here, if you see this ambiguous argument error, we need to add 2 dashes followed by space before the file name. These 2 dashes with the space help Git to distinguish the file name. Everything after this, Git will treat it as file name. So here readme.md is the file name. And here one important thing you need to understand, that is when providing the option, we need to provide only 2 dashes. There is no space between the dash and the option name. On the other hand, there is space between the 2 dashes and the file name. Here is the list of commit that touches the readme file. Let's get out of it using the queue. You can also check the changes made to the file using the patch options. This was our previous command. After that, dash patch. Here you can see it still shows the list of commits that touch the readme file, not the changes. If you provide the patch option after this file name, here we have distinguished this file name from other git command using the 2 dashes followed by space. So Git thinks that this patch is also a file name that does not actually exist. So to make it work, we need to put it before the file name. This will show the detailed comparison of the changes between commits. For example, lines removed will have minus sign and new lines will have a plus sign. Wow, we have learned a lot today. We explored how to navigate through your project history using different git log commands. You learned how to filter commits by author, date, and keyword. We saw how to view summaries of the changes and look into details with state and patch. But you might be wondering, what's next? How can we look deeper into a specific commit? How do we check the content of a file at a certain point in a time? And what if you need to restore a file to an earlier version or bring back a file you have deleted? Well, our journey does not end here. In our next video, we'll learn about these topics. We'll find out how to inspect individual commits, view the content from the past, and restore files to previous versions. We'll even cover how to recover deleted files using Git. If you missed our previous video, where we have talked about ignoring unwanted files, renaming files, and deleting files in Git, you can watch it by clicking on the video that appears on the left. You can also view the full playlist by clicking the link provided in the description below. So, if you are ready to continue your Git adventure and become a true time traveler of code, just click on the next video appearing on the screen now. Let's keep exploring the powerful feature of Git together. See you in the next video.